Welcome back to the Afro Anime Initiative podcast, where we cover everything in Afrofuturism from A to Z. I am your co-host, Darren Bradley, along with
Paulina, hi guys. How y'all doing?
me. For everybody watching us, please like us, follow us, subscribe to us, do everything you can to get us on our following social medias at youtube.com and I believe it's Twitter, Afro_AI. Sometimes I forget what Twitter is. I just call it the place where stuff happens. Also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Afro Anime Initiative, all one word. On today's podcast, we're going to be covering a few of our indie darlings. We're going to kick that off, so we're going to be really excited about that. We're going to talk about John Boyega's GQ interview, and we really got some stuff to say about that. And we're going to pay our respects to the passing of Chadwick Boseman, who passed away this past Friday. So yeah, let's just jump right into it, P. Let's start with the indies, like I said. Alternative Factuals YouTube channel. I love this guy. Poignant stuff, beautiful stuff, promotes Black artists. He put up a video this week from Kugala Media. That's Kugali Media. And they are a comic book company, and they have a great graphic novel out right now where they show two African-American sisters, African descendant sisters, straight, Africans, and their stories and how they deal with things and how they use them to motivate them to learn about their culture, how their culture influences those motivations. The art is gorgeous, and these guys are doing their thing. Right now, they have a Kickstarter, and for more information on their Kickstarter, you can go to Kugala.com. Once again, that's Kugali.com. Follow them on Facebook at Kugala and on that Twitter thing at Kugala Media. P, did you get a chance to check out that video from Alternative Factuals? What do you think?
I didn't get a chance to get the full video, but I thought it was pretty cool. Appreciative of the promotion of just Black art and, when Black people write their own comics and how everything, richer stories. Because there's always a difference between when non-Black people write Black stories and when Black people write Black stories. So, and there was actually something I completely forgot to bring up, but I don't know if we'll even have time to talk about it. I'll wait till the end. That's kind of related to this, but not really, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm keeping my eye on this page. Basically, that's best I can say.
Yeah, we got them all. We follow them all on our Afro AI social media. They're definitely something to keep watch on. I really love their mission statement. Like I said, Alternative Factuals, another great Black creator on YouTube. He be dropping science, and again, he drops stuff like this to spread the word. And I hope we're helping out too. So check those guys out. Another indie darling that we're doing. This is something that P, you brought to my attention. Wagyu Chronicles. You can follow them on Twitter at WAGADU Chronicle. They released on their newsletter. Please follow them on their newsletter. Hit their website. They released the first free 300 pages of their guidebook to their D&D Wagyu game. I thought it's fantastic. I read halfway, about not even halfway. Let me not lie. I read into it. It's like I said, it's like 300 pages. I read into it. But so far, I'm hooked. And I'm not that great of a D&D guy. I like the genre. I respect it, but I don't really play it like that because I had a bad experience with a dungeon master. But this right here, this want me to become a dungeon master so I can be in charge and get people to play this game. Like, I really like it. P, have you had a chance to check out anything that they promoted lately for their new game coming up?
Yeah, I got the 300-page guide as well, and I started. And I mean, I can't say I'm already familiar. Like, they already had it all set up on their website. The different worlds that are set up, and I'm just like, I'm already coming up with a character for this game.
Nice.
And I've never played D&D before, so this would probably I'm for sure gonna play this one, and this would definitely be my first experience with this sort of game. And it's exciting. The world is so rich and vast. I'm like, yes, I love that. That's world building is my shit. So
right, it is so deep in African culture, not just mythology, but just culture. Period. it's in there. Everything is based off of it. I love it. So,
Wonderful.
sorry.
Today, get all that excitement out. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Shoot, I'm definitely when you have everything set up, let me know so I can
For
play.
sure.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I like this. Actually, makes me kind of want to find a dungeon master and play some D&D games to get back into the spirit of it. Because, like I said, I had a bad experience, so I stopped playing. I don't even have dice no more. But it's like, nah, I think I'm gonna have to get back into it for this one.
Oh, are they gonna make
we got two more shout outs. Go ahead.
Are they gonna make their own dice? Do you think? Because I would actually.
I don't know. But if they do, yeah, I'll buy it. Like I said, support Black artists, yeah.
Right, of course.
Speaking of which, I want to give a shout out because they have a new Instagram page. Unofficial initiative member Kimberly Mosley finally got an Instagram just so you could buy her shirts, posters, and prints. You can find her on Instagram at shop_Kim Moose. That's SHOP__ KIMMOSE. Like if you've seen some of our posts on Instagram, I share a lot of her artwork. I share her shirts. I bought shirts. I got pictures in her shirts. And most likely, if you watch some of my older videos when I'm by myself on my set, you see a lot of her stuff in the background. So yeah, support Kim. Go follow her on Instagram at shop_Kim Moose. P, I still have your picture from her.
I know.
I have not forgotten. I still have it.
I still have to pick it up. I still have to pick it up. I know.
Still got that.
I was thinking about it the other day too.
So we, like I said, we support our Black artists. Like you see, like I said, we got stuff. And then there is somebody which just got brought to my attention today in one of the many Black Facebook groups I follow. One that actually supports Black people. Shocker. Charles R. Saunders is a Black author who wrote a lot of Afrofuturist, Afro science fiction books starring African characters, African superheroes. I didn't know about this guy. Just looked at his stuff today. Sadly, he's already passed away, but his books and things are still available. If you look him up, off the bat, Goodreads has nothing but sterling. I mean, just beautiful reviews of his work. And then, of course, because the age you're in, then there's a link to Amazon to buy his things. So there's definitely something that I'm diving into this weekend. P, I'm not sure because I put it in late. I know I did. I'm not sure if you got a chance to look at any of his stuff, but even the covers, it screams like, yo, this African period, and we proud of it. Buy it. I love them. Have you been able to check any of them out?
No, because it was like, this is literally today that I'm today years old. I literally heard about him. So yeah, I will.
I'm only a couple hours older than you.
Yeah. So I'll definitely take some time out and take a look at his stuff because it sounds real, again, right up my alley.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was really, really down for it. Rabbit hole time.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're leaving the indie part of our program. Like I said, follow those guys, support those guys, check them out, see if you see anything that you like. So we're gonna keep the good news rolling. That's Darren. Darren is not gonna rant today. We're gonna try. That's not your rant. We're not gonna get upset about things that happen in the world to keep them.
I'm not gonna say.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I truly do. So our next big news, Brandy Rose of AEW, in the last week of August, had the #1 selling action figure. Period. It's sold out at Walmart. Sold out online. If you can find it online, they are overcharging you to get this figure. And it is the figure of a Black woman wrestling from a new company, AEW. And it is fantastic. I just thought it was some good news to share. Some great news to share. Pete, when you heard this news, what did you think?
I just think that's awesome. And the fact that it's a Black action figure, that makes it all the more better in the world of wrestling, honestly. Like, I used to watch a lot of wrestling as a kid. Don't recall any Black women in the scene. I didn't watch as much as I'm not the hardcore fan, but I don't recall seeing a lot of Black women in the scene at the time.
You're right. If you did, at the time that you were watching, it was probably one, and they probably got rid of them.
Yep.
And if there was one, they probably had her at the lower of the card, so she wasn't on like the big shows.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't see on the big ones, right? That's it. I don't know. I was agreeing with you because am I a hardcore wrestling fan? Yes, I am. I watched like 4 different programs. I'm a hardcore wrestling fan. And even I had to think to remember when somebody brought up somebody's name, I'm like, did I ever watch them wrestle? Then I think about it. Yes, they did. They're the one black woman. Then another one came, that one was leaving. It's not like that now, but it sure was like that back then. And if there was 2 black women in the company at the same time, one was at the top or at least close to the top because they rarely let them win. And if they did, it long. But the other one was all the way at the bottom. You rarely saw them on television. Until I got older and I could figure out, I have internet. I ain't got to rely on TV to let me find my stuff. That's how it was. So, yeah, I understand. Mm-hmm. I understand. But she's killing it because she's not only just a wrestler there, she's also the head of branding and merchandising. So it's cool that the person that's in head of merchandising has one of the biggest selling merchandise of the company and right now in the United States. Like, that's just awesome. This number 1 selling action figure. I thought it was dope.
That's wonderful.
I just thought it was really, really dope.
And thank you for sharing that. I love that.
No problem. So if you find one, buy it for me. Right? Cool. Thank you guys. You're awesome. Cause I collect. Again, follow us on Instagram at Afro Anime Initiative. You'll see my black collection growing, and I need to expand out more than Marvel. So help a brother out. So we're gonna change gears a bit and go into our first lead story of the day. P, why don't you take lead of this one? Talk about this John Boyega GQ interview.
Oof. Okay. First of all, I need this boy's energy. Like, I need it, or I need to reabsorb it or something, because it's been a while since I was the same way. So it's like seeing that in front of me is beautiful. Number 1. Number 2, the fact that he said that in a place where had it been 2, 3, 4 years earlier, he would not have a job. He wouldn't. So the fact that he's just like, you know what? Job or not, I'm gonna say it. I had a horrible experience. And he was talking about his experience in Star Wars. And I know a lot of you are Star Wars geeks, know exactly what he's talking about, know exactly what I'm talking about. And the interesting thing about, just him blatantly and saying actual names. He's not the only one who went through a terrible experience in Star Wars. His other non-white co-stars went through almost the exact same thing. Almost the exact same thing. And he deliberately says, like, Daisy and Adam did not have the same experiences. In fact, their characters were shoved front and center. Got the star treatment. And the most interesting thing for me, is Candace Patton and Ray Fisher chiming in and saying, yeah, that's our experience too. And y'all know Candace Patton is the lovely Iris West in The Flash. And she too had some terrible experiences, especially interacting with fans and one of her co-stars in terms of racism. Terrible. And y'all already know about Ray Fisher and him talking about Joss Whedon.
Yeah, that was messy.
Yeah. And he's not backing down either, which I appreciate.
No, and I like the fact that a lot of people was talking mess about him, but anybody that just paid attention understood. He took his shots when he knew he could take his shots, and all he did was tell the truth. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know why people still mad at Ray Fisher, but yeah, go and say it.
No, they're mad at Ray Fisher because they don't like the status quo being disrupted. Joss Whedon is their hero. Yeah. Duh. He's the greatest ever since Buffy, which I am. That's another episode.
Nah, he ain't taking Buffy away from me. I ain't letting his shitty actions take Buffy away from me. That's not happening.
No, I know. I understand that, but just he's been shitty since Buffy, but
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. And that's shockers too. Not to throw upset, but that's shocker too. It's not like people in the industry do not know the history of these people. Mm-hmm. They're only mad and upset right now because people of color are calling them out.
Mm-hmm. Are exposing them. Because they know everybody else would just kiss their ass, be too scared, say anything, just keep their head down and go about their day. not these people. No, they're just like, nah, it's okay. No, mm-mm. Y'all ain't doing this anymore. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That was a
Yeah, because
powerful
that's what I
article.
found. I'm sorry.
I said that was a powerful interview, powerful article.
Yeah, because that's what I found the most interesting about John Boyega's interview with GQUK. I think I said it earlier. Yeah, GQUK. Is that what he basically said was what was propelling him to speak out about this is the fans. Like Star Wars is a toxic fandom, and I'm sorry, y'all. It has become a toxic fandom. I know you don't like stuff. Cool, y'all sending death threats and saying people aren't the right kind of Asian. Like, come on, how dumb is that?
Yeah.
They're actors. They got picked for the role. That's it. That's it. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. The only person that can kind of make a change is Mark Hamill. Even Mark Hamill's like, yo, I don't like the way they did Luke Skywalker. Yeah. Mark Hamill. Did they change it for him? Nah.
No.
So why are you getting mad at people of color in bad roles? And they telling you, oh, we know they was bad roles. We know what happened. We were there. And John Boyega coming out, like you said, with this long interview, big article, straight up just saying it. Yeah, they took the minorities and other women, pushed them to the side, and made it the Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver show. And what people are starting to realize, oh, wait, maybe that's the real reason why I don't like Star Wars. Not because it's black people in them, even though black people have been in Star Wars since day one. So, and I think that is a great eye opener. And then, like, when you bring up Candace Patton, and I think we talked about this off record, and not even off record. I'm gonna just say we weren't recording. And we talked about Candace Patton treated by CW. CW talking Black Lives Matter, and we support the black community and everything they stand for. Candace Patton, like, where was y'all at when people was calling me names and stuff, and the N-word and stuff, telling me this? Where was y'all at when actors on the show were being racist and supporting racist stuff? And that CW got mad quiet after that.
Oh yeah.
And I think this is honestly a good time for these people to be like, no, change actually needs to be real change. Okay. I remember when we were calling for the arrest of a bunch of cops that, are murderers, but they didn't do that. What they did was they put up a bunch of billboards. They said they sent money to organizations. Then they changed cartoon voice actors, but they didn't arrest nobody. And I think a lot of black people are starting to realize, we don't want your words. We don't want symbolism. We don't want
your performative. Change. We don't want your performative actions. We want change. Action. Yep.
Right, and what he said was, and he pointed this out. He actually pointed out this in another interview. The interview I shared, my mistake. But he also kind of brought up in this one too. Putting a black person in the film is cool, great. But then if you treat him like crap, you didn't do anything. You don't get points for that.
No. If you put there's a phrase, there's some sort of phrasing that says, like, you put in a black person that's the first of anything. If you don't protect them, then it's regressive. Doesn't do anything if you don't protect them. Doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. And I think that him bringing this out again, because remember, he's already had a lengthy interview dissing just the Star Wars fandom for their ignorance already. Now he's saying, like, no, let's go beyond that. Let's go to the industry that set this up and lives and thrives off of that hate and not protect their actors. There's no way Kelly Marie Tran should have to leave any social media. And Disney don't come out and say, hey, yo, you do that, we blocking you. You do that, we gonna find your account. You ain't come to the Disney parks. They threatened this woman for being the wrong type of Asian. What type of mess is that?
And I feel, like, honestly, till this day, I still feel so bad for what happened. Like, this girl was excited to be in Star Wars. Anybody would have been excited. And then she's met with all of this crap. And and I can't say nobody defended her, but come on. Driven off. And she can't even express her joy of being a part of such a cool project in retrospect.
Yeah.
She was treated like trash, and honestly, I'm just like, this, like, I really hope she's doing okay now and doing better stuff.
Yeah, she is. She's trying to work, because John Boyega pointed this out. As you said, if there's any other actor after doing Star Wars, he has every single role in the book. Anything he wants, he can pick and choose from.
Yep.
You're not getting that from none of the minority actors in this movie. You can barely find them in anything. If it is, it's something small.
Yeah.
It's not even anything else with Disney. It's not even anything else with Disney. But then you turn around, everybody else can get what they want. What was the other franchise he pointed out? I feel stupid for this because I was literally talking about this franchise the other day. Who else got pushed to the side? He mentioned them, and I can't think of the thing.
Is it the Avengers?
Uh,
Is it the Marvel Avengers?
I think it might be.
Maybe?
I
Because that's the
think
only other
so.
franchise I can think of. Is it within Disney? Or
I
no?
think so. I'm not sure. I literally read the article, looked at that, but then I got so caught up in what he was saying, I just moved on. So I want to know because again, I want to know his hands-on experience is what makes this so potent to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like we can see stuff from afar and talk about it and analyze it and try to break it down. And even if we're right, but he like no, but here it is though. It feels different. It just feels different. So I was focusing on what he was talking about with Star Wars, right? Because I was calling this stuff out with Star Wars for the longest time.
Yes.
Like how you go to the animated side and there's more diversity in your animation, in your cartoon than live action. While people of color get treated better in your cartoon than live action. That don't make no sense to me. That stuff is over. It's not enough anymore. We're not accepting that it's good enough anymore. You know, but I've been calling it out for a while.
Right.
So I was focused on that. I forgot the other franchise. I literally just forgot the other franchise.
Oh.
But he said but that's been happening in this modern era. Not the old time, not segregated Hollywood, not blaxploitation Hollywood.
Now.
It's happening now where they'll put a minority or a woman in there and then quickly tout it up and yell it to the rafters and market it. And inside the actual film, push it to the side because he called it out for the posters. Oh, he called it out so bad for the posters. Yeah, I'm big on the United States posters. Some of the European posters, definitely the African and South American posters. Send that over to Asia. All of a sudden, they shrunk his picture. But we supposed to be happy. But they still kept him on there, though. No. We're not going to tolerate you tolerating somebody else's racial bias. No. China don't want a black man on that cool. China ain't got to watch it. If they don't want to watch a whole movie because of that, fine. But you don't take him and then shrink him on the poster, but then say you're making strides. He was still on the poster. You could barely see the man. What are you talking about? Like that interview, just like I said, hearing it firsthand from somebody, even though, again, you don't have to experience racial bias to understand how wrong it is, white America. But hearing it firsthand surely does give you more potent insight. I hope I said that as calm as possible, not to turn anybody off from it.
The thing that
Those are my final words on it. Go ahead, Pete.
Well, what I appreciate the most with him is that he knows he's in a position where he can have any big movie in his pocket. Because Star Wars wasn't the only one he was in. He was in Pacific Rim, even though I have words about that. It sucked. It was terrible. However, it was still riding off the coattails of the success of the first one. And then, he even, broke the scene with indie, I don't want to say indie film. It was kind of a quiet film, but a good one. Attack the Block. And,
I love that movie.
Oh, it's so fun. So he's been, and I think in the interview he was also talking about just his experience with racism growing up in England. Period. Mm-hmm. So he knows he's right now at a position where he's just like, nah, I'm not gonna keep quiet. I'm gonna speak up, not only for myself but for my coworkers who were treated like shit too.
Yeah. Real quick pause. Shout out to Meghan Markle, princess. Oh, now you understand what racism is. Get out of here. Anyway, go ahead. Just a quick shout out. Just a quick shout out.
I'm not even gonna touch that.
Cool.
So yeah. I mean, this was a good interview. Yeah. I hope it allows for actual changes, not more conversation, because we've been talking about this shit. No, actual change. Yeah. And the thing is,
go check out the interview, guys. Check it out.
And one more thing before we move on. I don't want to say I have faith. I'm not going to say it, but Disney better think twice about its next move with this man now, because the world has its eye on him. There are people who are literally like, we want to see more of him. You push him to the side, we will riot. But who knows?
And that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though, with them, because they I believe he's already expressed, like, even if they ask him to come back and do a TV show, he ain't doing it. He's not going to. He doesn't want to come back into the franchise because he's going to be a sidekick. And the only reason they're doing it is because of temporary outrage, as you know, quote unquote. So even he said, nah, I'm cool. If y'all gonna do something, give me a movie or put me in something else. But he said he wouldn't come back to Star Wars universe.
Right. Oh,
and
of course.
I understand that.
I understand that too. Shoot, I don't have to see him in that. I'm plenty happy seeing him in other stuff.
Yeah, so if Disney, like you said, if Disney does reach out to him, because I honestly don't think they want to because they're scared. They don't need no negative press right now.
No, I'm not even saying that reaching out to, well, I'm not even saying to reach out to him to come back to Star Wars. No. Because there are people behind the scenes. Right, okay. Yeah, like there are people behind the scenes who have connections and can blacklist him. Easy. But they're not that stupid, I don't think. I want to say they're not that stupid. But who knows? Who knows? Could be different this time.
And I remember talking to somebody about this, and they were talking about this, Candace Patton and Ray Fisher, and how Ray Fisher was a little bit messy, like maybe he needed somebody to help him out. I'm like, you know what? But aren't we used to DC being messy? Because this week, DC's just messy, and they announced that both Robert Pattinson and Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and when you add Dwayne The Rock Johnson, add his wife and two youngest children, have all contracted COVID.
All of them.
All. And why? Why, people? You know what's going on. Okay. Paulina, may I DC rant?
Yeah, go ahead. I was waiting for it.
Thank you so much. DC, Warner Brothers Entertainment. So y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know y'all trying to get people back in the theaters. Yes, America is not the only country on the planet, but yes, right now our currency is heavy. It's worth a lot. So you want people in the theaters. You want these done so you can also send the movie over to China because China's right behind us. Their economy is strong. A few billion people, they like movies. So you need to make the movies. I understand. Please believe me. I understand you need to make the movies. You need to keep your company afloat. You want products. You got HBO Max. You got to get stuff on there. You want to make the movie. So why, my dear friends at Warner Brothers Entertainment, DC Comics, DC Entertainment, whatever goddamn label you got right now after all those firings, tell me why y'all didn't protect your people. And if Rock didn't get this while he was shooting for Black Adam, cool. But you should be like, hey, Rock, maybe not go everywhere without a mask on and hug everybody.
People. That's what happened, I believe. He said that he invited like friends over and didn't really enforce the mask thing.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Yeah.
Tell them, protect your investment. Let's think from a straight business money standpoint. Protect your investment, which also means protecting the lives and health of your employees. How come you didn't do it? Were you afraid Rock was going to turn you down? Y'all been having this movie for like 5 years and ain't did nothing. You think he was going to leave now because you asked him to put on a mask? Dear DC, please, for the love of all geekdom, get it together. And if it's not DC, if I'm mistaken by placing this blame on the comic book company, and I probably am, Warner Brothers Entertainment, Warner Brothers Film, Warner Brothers Media, parent company of this beautiful comic book company I do care about. Get your shit together. Protect your people, even if it is just so they can make another movie. Because this is ridiculous. For now, rant over.
You good?
No. Because this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We know it can be done. We've heard other production companies doing it. Marvel, Disney is back in production. People are making movies. No COVID outbreaks. No major stars getting this stuff. You see the stars even when they out doing stuff. They be doing webcam stuff in their crib, got the mask on. They take the mask off and the webcam start. Because it was people in the room with them when they were setting it up. I watch YouTube channels. YouTube channels, they go to people's houses to film because they can't have them outside. They do behind the scenes. Cast and crew members all got masks. The cameras come on. The crew members keep their mask on. The cast members in front of the camera take their mask off, but they still try to distance. They still get tested. You are billions. Let me change that. Billions of dollars company. Precautions don't cost nothing, man. They don't. They don't. You got anything to add to this, P? Anything you'd like to say?
Nah. Nah.
Cool. Cool. So yeah, that happened. And also, wait, but in actual direct DC news, this black man, I say it like this black man, because I actually don't want to give this man no love till he proves himself. A person who's in charge of esports in one of the gaming companies. It wasn't even Warner Brothers Gaming, I don't believe. Look, I was already upset, so I didn't read the article, and be honest. But he is now in charge of DC. He's the new publisher of DC Comics. That means he's in charge of DC Comics. The dude, I don't know his background in comics. He in esports, that's video game stuff. I don't know how that's supposed to help comic books or sell comic books. He gonna put Call of Duty into every comic book. I don't know, but whatever it happened, I hope it works. And if I feel like I'm disrespecting this black man, please don't take it as disrespect. But after what DC has done these past 4 weeks of me ranting, I need proof before I give them any more positive love after DC fandom. Because I did my best to try to give them love, and this is what they do. This is what they do. They don't protect their people. They don't protect their people. And like I said, you can say The Rock is The Rock. The Rock can do what he want to do. It's a phone call from your boss. It's the phone call for the dude putting money behind your movie. It's still his movie. He still got to pay for it. Hey, excuse me, Rock. I know you're out here doing some really cool stuff. I heard you're having a gathering at your house. Can you make sure everybody has masks, or at least make sure everybody's tested? Make sure it's a small gathering. You make that phone call. You make that phone call. I think that's everything I have to say on DC. And sure, you know what? That's all I have to say on DC. Because speaking of making messy movies, the theaters are open. The theaters are bad. Woo! People went out to the theaters, and we won't know how bad it was for 2 weeks. But they went out to go see Tenet. Tenet pulled in some nice chunk of change. About 40 million international. Is going to be open nationwide this weekend, or it's already is this week. I think it opened Wednesday. So it's going to Tenet, the new Christopher Nolan movie.
Oh! I thought it was on Netflix or something. Oh my god.
Nah, that's theaters only. Like that dude pushed it back so hard for theaters. Like it felt like he wanted to be the savior of the movie theater. But what he didn't understand is movie theaters was falling apart anyway because they suck. People, even though people are cool with being at home and they paying for something, just watching stuff at home, but people like the movie going experience, like Avengers and basically all the Marvel movies have proven people like going to the theater. The thing is, you got to give them a good experience.
Right.
Theaters suck. Sticky floors, overpriced concessions, terrible customer service. Who wants to deal with that? But people will if you give them something good to watch. So Christopher Nolan thought he was going to save theaters. And the thing is, he just might, because it did the numbers, and it looks like it's going to still do more numbers. But it's still like, I'm not risking my life to go see a Christopher Nolan movie. I'm not risking my life to go see any movie. Like, it's just not happening. And so, yeah. Oh, but also they came out in theaters because due to contracts, Disney came out and said, they just had to. Contracts said they couldn't release it on streaming services first. New Mutants came out. And it seems, just like all Fox X-Men in the last few years, it's trash. Nobody saw it. Cool.
Damn.
Thank you for risking your life. The few people that did see it to let us know it was trash. I do salute you. You are the true heroes. You are the true heroes. Thank you for letting us know it's trash. I ain't got to go waste my time with that. P, you got any thoughts about movie theaters opening?
Honestly, it's hilarious that Christopher Nolan pushed for this to happen. because the cinema experience is a classic experience. It's been a thing for decades, right? But I remember before the outbreak, there was a whole thing with Steven Spielberg and a couple other filmmakers complaining about how Netflix was ruining cinema, classic cinema.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this right now and I'm just like, they will even brave a freaking pandemic just to prove their point and how much more important classic cinema is. And I'm like, this is gonna blow up in their faces so hard, so hard. I like Christopher Nolan films, I do, but come on, I'm just gonna wait. I mean, I haven't bothered much with the theaters anyways, because there
Mm-hmm.
have been a lot of movies where I just either the same old plot, black characters as caricatured side characters, or it's just
Mm-hmm.
terrible, terrible writing, and I'm just like, whatever. I'll be fine with Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So it just tells me that they're just stubborn old white men who are just determined, I don't know, to have things their way. And
And
that's how I see it, but I could be wrong.
and it's just like it's because like I love the classic movie theater experience. I go to movie theaters. I stopped going to the big chain movie theaters because they're trash.
Hmm.
I go to those local theaters that do special stuff, like they have a chef in the or a chef's kitchen
Hmm.
inside the theater. You can order and get delivered liquor and stuff,
Nice.
or even the ones that are starting to pop up where you can smoke weed in there to enjoy the experience better. I like
Nice.
those things, and I still do an IMAX every once in a while if I think I can take it. I still do an IMAX. Understand a movie theater experience. I don't understand why you think people need to risk their lives for it. Why should people risk their lives to go see this thing?
Hmm.
Because I'm sorry, let's be honest. The theaters, I don't care how much they talk about they cleaning now. You MFers weren't cleaning before. Y'all was sweep and they okay, bring the next herd of cattle in. Sweep, bring the next herd of cattle in.
All right.
Y'all didn't care. Y'all had a monopoly on it. So you get mad when Netflix and them come around and shake it up, and people are like, wait, I ain't gotta tolerate that stuff. My shoes can stay clean. Look, I
And
can
I don't
take that
have to,
money I was spending on
and I don't have to
concessions
bring
and
home bed
actually buy a
bugs.
meal.
Mm.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey New York, how y'all doing?
Eh.
But yeah, take that money and spend it at home and sit there and enjoy yourself, be comfortable. So I get it. You can't be mad at people for not wanting to, and then for people wanting to be concerned about their personal health. You're angry about that? Seriously? Cool. Es- Especially why risk it with so much cool stuff heading to the streaming services? A couple of highlights I got picked out here. Disney Plus finally announced the return of Mandalorian on season 2 on October 30th, 2020. I cannot wait for Mando and the Child to return. I love that series. P, what are your thoughts on The Mandalorian?
Well, with enough hype surrounding it, well, that had died down, I can finally actually sit down and watch it because I never watched it. But I've seen pictures of the child, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced I must watch this.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's so adorable. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Dude,
He
so
behaves
adorable. So
exactly as a
adorable.
little baby. Ex-
Right.
yes. So cute.
So you got that. All right. So you got that in a couple of months.
Hmm.
And then just to tide you over, if you got a little pocket change, I know it's rough out there for people, but if you got $30, but if it's a family, hey, $5 a piece, $5 here. If you sharing that account with somebody, they throw in $5 for $30 today. As of this recording, you can watch Mulan on Disney Plus. That was supposed to be their big summer blockbuster kickoff after Black Widow. So I mean, you got a blockbuster right there in your crib, $30, and people like $30. Well, that's almost the price of 2 tickets, right? That's almost the price of 2 tickets. 2 tickets
That they would be willing to
before,
pay if it was in the movie theaters.
right? Before you went to concessions, before you bought more at concessions than you needed to, before you paid for parking. So $30 at home, and you split that between a family, I think you'll be just fine. Just fine. But I can understand if you can't afford the $30 on your own. Like I said, dole that out. Yo, split that joint up. Because let's be honest, yes, Mulan, the animated version was for kids and adults. This one might be a little bit more adult oriented, but hey, sit the kids down with you anyway. They'll be all right. So yeah, Milan comes out like as this recording is out on Disney Plus. And look, Disney ain't the only people doing stuff. Amazon also, as of this recording, dropped the first 3 episodes of The Boys season 2. And do I mean The Boys was a fantastic freaking show. And to tell you the truth, I read the comic book, love the comic book. It might in some places be better than comic book. I know sacrilegious, but I said it. And I watched the first episode of season 2 already, and man, oh, it's good. Oh, it's picking up where it left off. It's good. It's good. B, are you familiar with The Boys series on Amazon Prime?
I've heard of it, never watched it. I don't watch a lot of things, but I was really apprehensive about it when the first season dropped. After hearing what's on it, what's it about, I'm like, I don't know. Bleh. That'll probably piss me off too much. But, maybe that's the point. I don't know. So, maybe one day I'll watch it at some point.
Yeah. It's good stuff. And then again, like, that's not it. Again, it's more than, 2 streaming services. Netflix out of the park this week. And I mean, drop the fire news, in my opinion. Hey. You don't own Netflix? No, nobody wants to give you their password? Here's some free stuff. Netflix announced that if you're not a subscriber, if you go to Netflix.com, their website, which you would basically use to go on to the streaming service, you ain't got an account, there are a couple of free episodes up there. Some of their Netflix originals. And for me, the standouts are first episode of Stranger Things. Love the first season of Stranger Things. Definitely a good thing. When They See Us, a beautiful documentary about I'm choking up. I'm actually choking up talking about this right now.
What?
About the Black experience here in America. Let me just say it like that. When They See Us. And Netflix is hard hitting with their documentaries. People don't give them enough love for that. Their documentaries dive in deep and they tell the truth. And then they'll show the other side and show the other side full of crap. And then they got Bird Box up there too. And Bird Box is a little iffy for me when I first saw it, but actually on like half watching it twice, I'm like, you know what? Oh, they got something really good here. So those are the standouts for me that were up there free. P, what did you think about the news of Netflix giving us a little taste, little bit of taste for free?
Honestly, it's cool. It's really cool of them for them to do that. My only thing is that there are other actual quieter streaming services that have been doing this, such as take for example Comedy Central. They put a lot of their episodes of their older shows on there, but of course it's a subscription. But you can watch the first episode of this really cool series for free, then subscribe to watch the rest of it, and it's like no. And it's I straight up say no because I want to watch Reno 911 again. I love that show. It was the wildest show I've ever seen. It's actually really funny. But it's on Comedy Central. Like when you go on Google and you look it up, it's it's streaming on Comedy Central for free. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh no, only the first episode. I'm like, oh, no, no thanks, no thanks. So I mean, Netflix might be a little bit different because it's literally its own streaming service of original content, period. And I know that there's this whole streaming war of which shows will appear on which streaming service, and that's when the channels had the idea, oh, let's do our own streaming service, which a lot of the times they're just trash. So yeah, I mean it could work differently for Netflix, who knows? And maybe it can get them more subscribers, even though I don't know, people are saying they're dropping their subscription after their latest controversy in terms of a French movie that's coming out, or it already came out. I'm not sure. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I think it came out already.
Yeah, I don't know if you were aware of what was going on and how they had their poster versus the American poster versus the international release.
I did.
Yeah,
I didn't bring this up because, in all honesty, it's literally like I said, it's the American version.
Yeah.
It was some American BS, and people want to be mad at Netflix, but not look at themselves. Why would Netflix think it's okay to do that in America? Yes. But they knew it wasn't right to do that anywhere else.
Period. Even other places, and it's like
that's the real question.
that is the real question. And honestly, I'm going to talk about this because it made me so mad that the first thought that popped into my mind is people who only criticize on the mainstream are not bright enough to criticize or even talk about anything that have actual substance, such as this movie. I've seen a lot of French movies. My dad he watches a lot of French movies. I did too growing up. So I understand how they are. They are honest about everybody's experience. The immigrants in France, their experience. Little girls trying to figure out who the hell they are, caught in an area in their life where they're, a child and an adult. Just experiences that people can relate to internationally to an extent, actual experiences that people know of. And the whole idea of this movie was literally, the director's story, a black woman, okay, who is of a Muslim upbringing. And the story itself is literally about a girl who is caught between a world of tradition and trying to fit in and figure out who she is between both, okay? And the problem is, the whole point of it was to point out just how hypersexualized children are, especially at the ages of 12, 13, 14. That was the whole point of the film. And it's actually a lot deeper and a lot more complex than people thought it was. So because of this poster, people automatically thought, oh, this is a movie catered to pedophiles. This movie should not be shown, period. This is horrible. Get rid of it. And people started attacking the director. They were literally attacking her. Tessa Thompson, I believe is her name. The actress who was Valkyrie in
Yeah.
Yes. She even spoke up and was like, I saw the movie and it was beautiful. I don't know why people are not giving this a chance. And it's all because
Yeah, because I don't think Tessa had seen, right, I will say Tessa didn't see the Netflix poster for America.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she hadn't seen it. She saw the movie.
Right. And, it makes you think, like, people are pointing out who are the people behind making these posters. Like, you keep in mind that some of these leaders, some of these, like, head of certain departments are pedophiles, are actual pedophiles.
And we can even take it just beyond the pedophiles of the people in charge, if they are, again, allegedly, not saying they are, if they are. It's the culture in America where they thought it was okay to change that poster to sell this movie.
Yep.
That is the deeper question, because everywhere else got the beautiful picture of the girls running and laughing and smiling together, the name of the movie, what the movie's about. Only America got the sexualized version on Netflix. Only America. And there is outrage, and I'm doing quotey fingers, outrage about it. But the fact that they thought that it would work, there's a deeper underlining problem here.
Yep.
That they're like, no, we got to switch this up for America. This is what America wants. That's America. There's individuals that work at Netflix. Is it stupid marketing? Yes. Was it a bad idea? Fuck yes. But it was still an idea that they knew would work. Nobody wants to address that question. Nobody wants to address that problem, the overall sexualization of our black youth. We sit there and over-sexualize and then grow them up and call our black women hoes. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about how we prop up Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion as our heroes, but motherfuckers can't get a picture of Rhapsody nowhere, anywhere. Netflix knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, not to mention.
No, I was going to say not to mention calling 14-year-olds fast. Punch the next person who said that shit about a 14-year-old black girl. Fucking pisses me off. No.
Yeah.
Keep your grown ass 25-year-old brother away from that child.
Yeah. The child was not fast. You're a fucking grown man. Stay the fuck away from him. Period.
Let's change the subject before my Caribbean sensibilities come
out. I got you. No, so the free stuff from Netflix is cool, and like I said, them dropping subscribers. No, them dropping subscribers is bullshit. People do this all the time. That Jesus Brazilian movie came out. Oh, I'm canceling my Netflix.
Yeah,
Nah,
no,
you straight.
no, you're not.
You're fine. Yeah, you're good.
Right, liar.
So it's just stuff like that. Like Netflix might not be as high as they used to be because there is more competition. I mean, that's what happens when you actually get competition. Your numbers go low. They just don't want them to go no lower, so they'll be fine, and they're still making moves internationally, and they'll be cool. But Netflix is also doing a lot of other cool stuff. They also announced this week that they were going to delay the preview for Chadwick Boseman's final movie with them called Ma Riley's Black Bottom, and I just thought that was a cool move. I just thought it was a cool move. Like, yo, the man just passed away, and let's show some respect, and just not, try to profit off of him. And I like that. I really like that. What do you think about Netflix move to halt that preview of Chad Boseman's final movie?
Honestly, this whole thing about his passing is still news to me. Like, my mind has not processed his passing yet. So I'm kind of I can't say I'm indifferent to it. That's actually, that, in retrospect, it's a cool move on their part. I think Disney did something similar and they posted a tribute to him. But it just hasn't processed for me. It just hasn't. Like, I think I'm still in shock.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be weird.
It really is. It really is. But yeah, so, well, you know what? Let's just go. Let's go to our final story. Our next headline story, and it is the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Oh boy, see, look, I'm out. Oh boy, see, choking up. I see. I thought it was gonna be cool. I really did. I thought I could talk about this in a professional manner. It will be okay,
right.
But I'm not sure. 7 days ago. It's only been 7 days.
It's already been a week.
7 days.
It's already been a week.
Yeah, it's only been 7 days. So, Friday, August 28th, news started spreading Friday evening that Chadwick Boseman had passed away at the age of, I believe, 43.
43.
And I'm literally, thank you. I'm literally choking up. I can't read my notes. For age of 43, passed away of colon cancer. He died surrounded by his family and friends. He had been diagnosed with this in 2016, right before he became the Black Panther in Marvel's Civil War, Captain America Civil War. Chadwick Boseman did incredible things in these past 4 years. He starred in movies that some people might say are small. I don't think they are, but impacted Black America and the world in such ways where it just showed the dynamic of our culture here. And then not only did he do Black Panther and became one of the biggest Marvel successes, but it also introduced the world to what African futurism is and what we do with our cultures if we were left alone, maybe. And that was great. He portrayed the Black Panther, King T'Challa, to a T, the poise, the intelligence, but also the ferocity and the furiousness with which he protected and loved his people. I'm saying a lot because even though I had stuff written out, stuff I wanted to say, whether he knew it or not, whether anybody knew it or not, Chadwick Boseman helped inspire us to start this channel because even though we were into Afrofuturism, we knew some things, we thought we understood what it was and what we wanted to express, but the success of Black Panther, how big it came out, like I said, I'm a comic book reader, so I got Black Panther comic books. I've always read Black Panther comic books. I even watched that BT Motion comic. It was okay. But Black Panther was like, no, the world is ready. The world is ready for Black people on a global scale, for African people on a global scale, express ourselves to be like, no. We're going to be here in the future, and this is what the future can look like if you let us have some fun in it. So Chadwick, if it wasn't for him, because Kevin Feige said he was the only one he wanted for the role. That was it. They saw him. That was it. They weren't doing a movie without him. Ryan Coogler saw it. Oh, yeah, it's Chadwick. We got to get him. He the king. He got it. And the fact that he didn't talk about his struggle, colon cancer, dying of, he was already stage 4 When he got diagnosed, it means he was already close.
Oh no, it was
And he
stage 3
didn't.
first, and then it advanced to
It was
stage
three
4.
and then advanced to four.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hmm.
So he got diagnosed at stage 3. So he at the halfway point, and he didn't complain. He didn't, protest. He didn't. He just went out and did him. When he did the interview before Black Panther came out, okay, I'm tearing up. Come on. The interview before Black Panther came out, when they were doing the press junket for it, and he talks about the two little kids, cancer patients who passed away before it came out, how much that hurt him. Listen to that interview now. That hit different. That interview hits different. And to hear his passion, his love for those kids, and how they didn't get a chance to see a Black king on the screen in a positive light. And what he went through to everything he can to keep his health up and to do good work, to go visit these kids, to visit hospitals, which he constantly did without press, by the way. Constantly he was doing this to make sure they had a hero to look up to on the big screen. And I just want to say thank you, Chadwick Boseman. Thank you for being you, whether you were a film star or anything. Just thank you for being you, and that you will be missed. And thank you for inspiring me to put my foot down and be like, nah, I want to do this. I want to do this podcast. I want to express Afrofuturism and show it to the world. P, do you have any words about Chadwick Boseman?
Not really. Not to say that, I have nothing to say, but I really don't have anything to say. It's just gonna be odd. Because I've seen him in his other roles, before he was diagnosed. As Jackie Robinson, as Thurgood Marshall. That was my favorite role of him. That was actually my favorite role of him. It was such a powerful movie for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he just had such an energy about him. Whenever he stepped into his roles, he knew what he was doing. He took special care getting to know the people he was portraying. And the fact that you had people like Denzel Washington putting their money on him. You knew for a fact that he had something very special. And honestly, I'm not one who pays much attention to celebrities or movie stars or any of the sort, period. I just don't. Because celebrity culture is trash. But, and like, I didn't pay much attention to much of what he did outside of his work. But I kept an eye, here and there. He was a genuine person. He still is. He still is. He was a shining example. And I'm not trying to put him on a pedestal or anything like that, but he was just a genuine person. You could see that. You can feel it. So he will be missed. He will be terribly missed. But in the meantime, we just gotta celebrate all that he's done. Because he's done some awesome stuff. I mean, who can brag about playing a king, that basically represented an entire race of people who've always wanted to see themselves that way? Who can brag about that? No one, except him. And he took that to the grave with him. He took that with him. But he didn't keep it for himself. And that's the greatest thing about it. So yeah. He'll be missed. It'll be an adjustment.
All right. So that is all from us here at the initiative. But before we go, P, anything else in the world of geekdom that you would just like to mention before we get out of here?
You know what? If I did, I forgot. So no. I forgot. But it's okay.
Gotcha. I mean, like I said, I didn't have anything. The only thing extra I did have was the new head of the new publisher for DC Comics. But I threw that in there in the earlier story we had. And yeah, whatever. Get it together, y'all. So yeah, that's it for me. So again, like us, follow us, subscribe to us, hit the notification bell right here on YouTube at Afro_AI. Follow us on Twitter at Afro_AI and hit that notification when we tweet the podcast. You'll be first to know. Then also follow us on Instagram and our Facebook page at Afro Anime Initiative. We look forward to hear from you. I think that's it. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys. Be safe and have a good one. Bye.